And now it's okay.
Talking about it was the age of reason and thinking. Okay, when was it? What time period? Go ahead,
In
Trey.
the 18th century?
The 18th century, very good. And who was involved? Who were the key players? What places? Think of places. Go ahead, Ty.
The American colonies.
The American colonies, but where did it begin? Where did it start? 18th century. Go ahead, Kiki.
Europe.
Europe. That's right. Excellent. Okay, very good. Now, out of the Enlightenment grew this great big philosophy of thinking and reasoning, and it spread over to the American colonies. Who did it affect? Who did it influence in the American colonies? Go ahead, Ty. Who did it influence?
The people.
The people. That's right. It influenced the people in the colonies. And what did these people do because they were so influenced by the Enlightenment? How did their thinking change, and what did they want to do? It has to do with the four main big principles of the Enlightenment. Go ahead.
Liberty.
Liberty, very good. What else?
Democracy.
Democracy, very good. Got one in?
Republicanism.
Republicanism, very good.
Religious tolerance.
Religious tolerance, okay. And so what did this way of thinking, pause. Now, so how did those four big principles influence the people in the American colonies?
They started doing literature.
They started looking at books, reading more. What else?
Like arts.
Arts. But okay, I'm thinking along the lines of their thinking. Okay, let's think about what was going on at that time. Who was trying to control the American colonies at that time? Go ahead. England, right. And so because they were influenced by the Enlightenment, what did the people start wanting?
To be like more.
Oh, churches.
Anybody know? Go ahead, Ty.
Churches.
No, I'm sorry, babe. Good try, though.
To be like more independent.
To be more independent. Very good, Ian. Very good. Very good. Right. So the people in the colonies wanted more independence. They said, wait a second. This liberty sounds pretty good. That we've been hearing about. Yeah, that sounds good. This democracy, it sounds good. So what did they do? They decided to... Kiera, you've been pretty quiet. What did the colonists decide to do based off this new way of thinking of freedom and liberty and democracy and republicanism? What did they decide to do?
I really forget.
You forget? Okay, let's think about it. I'm still dealing with you. You're not getting off that easy. We're going to think this thing through. Okay, so now, just put yourself in their shoes. Okay, you oppressed, you feeling oppressed. You know what I'm saying? Your parents making all these rules, but then you start reading these books about how you have certain rights, a right to be free. What would that make you want to do?
Be free.
Be free! Absolutely! Be free! So what did the colonists decide to do?
Be free.
Be free! Absolutely. Break away from England. Have their own independence. So then came about the what? Who wrote it? What am I talking about? What is the paperwork that said, I'll give us free? I want to be free. What is that paperwork? Trey. Quiet back there. What was it?
Declaration of Independence.
The Declaration of Independence. We declare that we are free. Absolutely. Which led into the American Revolution. Very good, guys. So now we're going to talk about how the founding fathers were influenced by the Enlightenment. Okay, so who are the founding fathers? Who are they? And I'm not just asking for like specific people now. I just want you to tell me in general who they are. Not necessarily names of specific people. We're going to get to that. But who are the founding fathers? Go ahead, Ty.
People who founded America.
Close, but I'm looking for a little bit more. But thank you. They are part of that, but not exactly. Go ahead, Ian.
People who wrote like the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution.
Absolutely, very good. That is who we consider to be our founding fathers, the ones who actually took part in voting on those two documents. Very good. So now, can we name a few of the founding fathers? Go ahead, Trey.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson, and what did he write?
The Declaration?
The Declaration of Independence. Very good. Okay, Ian.
Oh.
Name me a founding father. Thomas Jefferson already gone. Can't name him.
Yeah, he was an easy one. Wasn't it like Alexander or something?
Alexander Hamilton.
Hamilton, yeah.
Very good. Okay, Ty, give me one.
George Washington.
George Washington. Very good. And Kiara, give me one. Founding father. I'll give you a clue. I know you looking at your...
John Jay, whatever his name is.
John Jay. Very good. What's up? You got one for me?
Oh, I'm about to say Thomas Hobbes.
Close. Thomas Hobbes influenced them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he's one of our philosophers from the Enlightenment, but he is not one of our founding fathers. But good try. Appreciate the effort. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the philosophers who influenced these founding fathers, because we know that they were influenced by the Enlightenment. And so give me some of those philosophers that they were influenced by. Kiera.
John Locke.
John Locke. How did John Locke influence them? What were some of John Locke's ideas that we kind of, I don't want to say stole,
He
but
believed people were born with equal rights.
equal rights, that we're all created equal. Very good. Ian.
Voltaire.
Voltaire, okay. And how did he influence them?
Wasn't he like saying? Well, didn't he want like absolute monarchy or something like that?
No, I'm sorry, honey, that wasn't Voltaire. But a good try. And Voltaire is one of the influencers, but not we don't consider him to be like a major one, but he's in there. John Locke is one that we consider to be a major one. Who else? Rousseau.
Rousseau.
Yes, that's very good.
You believe
Rousseau.
in fluid government?
Fluid government, right. And we talked about fluid government. What is fluid government? What's a fluid government? What does a fluid government, a key principle of a government that has fluidity?
That they all check each other? No.
Oh, that's right. Checks and balances. One branch of government is not more powerful than the other. Very good. Anyone else? Any other philosophers? We have John Locke, we have Rousseau, we have Voltaire. Go ahead.
Hobbes.
Hobbes. Very good. Thomas Hobbes. And what did Hobbes say? What was his thinking? You remember? Okay, can anyone help him out? Hobbes. Was he an optimist or considered a pessimist?
He thought monarchy was the best form of government.
Monarchy was the best form of government. Absolutely. Why? Because what?
Come on, I wasn't expecting that.
I know, you're never expecting. You have to be ready. It's like basketball. You always have to be ready for the pass. No, they contributing too. I'm going to help you out. It's on your network list of foods to know under Thomas Hobbes. It tells you right there what Thomas Hobbes' philosophy was.
He wrote that people led bad lives and needed government to impose order to make lives better.
Say it again. Couldn't hear you. I'm sorry. A little bit louder.
He wrote that people led bad lives and needed government to impose order to make lives better.
Right. So he believed that government was what? Necessary. Right? Necessary, because if we don't have government, what would people do? What would people do?
Go crazy.
Go crazy, right. Do exactly whatever we want to do. There's no law, there's no order. Understand? Okay. Any questions? Any questions on the Enlightenment and how it influenced the founding fathers?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am? No questions? Okay, that's great, because the next step of this lesson is our blogs. Remember, we discussed that an assignment was coming up and that you guys were going to have to write blogs about the Enlightenment first in your own words. Remember, we talked about text talk was cool, slang was okay, profanity was not. I wasn't looking for punctuation, grammar, or anything like that, just looking for you to tell me in your own words what the Enlightenment was. The second blog you're going to do is to link one philosopher from the Enlightenment to one of the founding fathers. I want you to tell me about the influence. I want you to tell me how. How can we see it? Where do we see those exact philosophies and those exact words? Okay, so now we're going to pause and we're going to take our trip to Buffalo State College campus and utilize the computer technology to finish our project. Okay? All right, let's get ready for our field trip, guys.